Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Unlimited. In the last part, I defeated Glue Man and Rainbow Man. But before continuing on to the next Robot Master, it's time to visit the shop. Here, I'm buying the Energy Bouncer, which acts the same way as in previous games, where it refills the weapon energy of the weapon which has the least of it, as long as no special weapons equipped. With that out of the way, it's time to go after the next Robot Master. That being Trinitro Man. Trinitro Man being basically the explosive Robot Master of this game. And yep, all those are canisters of NG, aka nitroglyceride, or nitroglycerin. Those bird-like enemies are chicken bombs. They only take 2 hits to destroy, but they do a ton of damage when hit, and they have an explosive radius. Be careful while dropping from these ladders. You can also use the Comet Dash to skip this. Here at the bottom was a toadie, and these platforms that I'm jumping on, which explode after a while, are called Nitro platforms. The Nitro platforms, if you hit them they'll explode after a while, or if you jump on them they'll explode after a while, as they're very fragile. Over here is the second variety of Nitro platform, but I'll get into that soon enough. This Scorpion bot is called a Scorpion. Basically, it fires a barrage of 3 energy pellets at a certain distance. In this section, it splits off into 2 paths. You can either just use the Comet Dash to skip over those spikes, or use the Glue Shot to get past it. But here is the path to the Yoku block, or Yoku letter. And here's the gravity switching platform from Mega Man 5. Be warned while going through this section. Here's where Scorpions get very dangerous, or Scorpions. As if you get too close to the blast radius, you'll get damaged. If you get knocked over, you're dead. Now, I didn't really explain it while traveling to his pools, but while traveling over those nitro pools, make sure to slide, as you won't get propelled into the spikes. And once you just jump on the platform, it'll immediately trigger it. Here, be really careful with your jumps, as if you're not fast enough, you'll get hit by the explosion and fall to your death. And if you're too slow, you'll also fall to your death. And if you jump too high, you'll hit the gravity switcher and die as well. So just be very cautious while transferring here. But really though, this stage, its main hazards are based off of all those nitro-based obstacles. There are not that many enemies to be worried about. In fact, that one we just saw is easily dealt with by just rapid firing. This room. It's a combination of a puzzle room and something else. As above, there's an energy tank that we can get. But if we just use that gravity changer platform to go up, then E-tank above will fall above into the spikes, and Mega Man will fall into the spikes as well. So we have to take a slightly different route. Destroy these nitro canisters, and fall down here and get the E-tank. Be careful while jumping up, travel back up, and you got it. More toadies over here. Not too bad. Really though, the main annoyance is that you can't hit them with your normal pellet shots. And here's where the paths meet up again. Ow. And there's a small E-tank. That's it. That came back from Mega Man 4. Collect 4 of them to get a full E-tank. And that pool and that droplet falling, which causes an explosion, they're called nitro leaks. They aren't too bad, but just be careful of their blast radius, as with everything, as pretty much almost everything in this stage explodes. Here's a risky section. You have to be pretty brisk while traveling over these nitro platforms, so you don't get hit by the explosion or miss jump. I would get that W tank, but as I don't have the rush yet, I can't. Anyways, Nitro Man was built for destruction. He houses a special nitroglyceride-based mix within his body and on Y's command he would use it to pierce and blow up solid structures. He even likes to use it in midair to destroy objects. He gets the job done, but unfortunately he's unstable. He likes explosions, but dislikes hyperactive. Is Nitro Man himself? His main tactic is where he basically flies around parts of the screen and releases the Nitro Blast, either horizontally, to the right or left of him, or directly vertically downwards from where he's standing. To dodge it, either slide under it or jump over it. Make sure not to hit his top though. If you hit it 2 times and he's not low enough health, he'll destroy himself, which is an instant death for Mega Man. But it does a ton of damage if you shoot his top. Keep that in mind. Here he's flashing, which is warning the player that if I hit him again, I'm toast. Unless I quickly destroy him. Boom. And he's down. Really, Nitro Man is pretty predictable and rather slow to defeat. He does a ton of damage, but as long as you lure him, he's not too much of a problem. Compared to the likes of Yo-Yo Man, and another boss coming up. And by defeating Trinitro Man, we got the Nitro Blast, an explosive-based weapon which fires an explosive blast towards whatever direction Mega Man's pointing to. It's one of 2 weapons that can pierce through those non-explosive resistant blocks, like the green one we saw in Comet Woman stage. And it can be used to good effect to pierce through shielded enemies. But with that, let's move on to Tank Man. Whereas Trinitro Man was based off an explosive nitroglycerin-based facility, Tank Man is essentially a military compound. And the main hazards of this military compound aren't the stage hazards itself, it's all the assortment of enemies. These tie-wearing robots are called grenade soldiers. If you shoot them once, they'll fire a grenade off from their head towards your current position. These mets, which roll backwards, are called tank mets, or metanks. Basically, just wait a while and you'll be able to destroy them. The orange mines we saw earlier are called Mine E's, which are explosive based. Whereas the blue mines, they'll jump up, explode, and then split up into 4 pellets. Just slide under them to avoid getting hit. Over here is a split pathway. It leads to the next Yoku letter. Here's also another main gimmick of this stage. These conveyor belts will increase your momentum in the specific direction they're going. So be very careful while traversing for them so you don't undershoot or overshoot. The tank we just destroyed is called the Tank Joe, as it's being driven by a Sniper Joe E. Once you destroy the tank, the Sniper Joe E will jump up. And jump out of it and fire energy bolts at you. Or act like a normal Sniper Joe. Here's the Yoku letter. Also another funny effect is that you can use the glue shot to freeze those Tank Joes in place. You can do the same thing with the Sniper Joe E's themselves, but I don't really find it as effective as just going up to them and shooting them through their shield. Also, the Nitro Blast can pierce through the Sniper Joe's shields, as well as the shield attackers, as demonstrated here. Anyways, paths meet up here, and time for our mini-boss. The mini-boss is called the Mega Tank. Basically, it's driven by 2 Sniper Joe E's, and, well, it'll either fire off 2 metals to the left and right of Mega Man, easily dispatched, or it'll charge up a charge blast, which to dodge you have to slide under it. Both of them aren't too bad, just fire at its weak point to destroy it. Here's where the conveyor belts get a bit menacing. Be very careful so you don't jump too high and propel yourself into the spike traps. Also nice use of the Comet Dash here, as it also pierces through shields. But really though, once you get the hang of all these enemy types, the stage isn't too bad, as really the main hazards are all these enemies, and once you learn how to dispatch all these enemies, this stage is relatively simple. Fitting really, as this is an army base. And we'll see later on, there's a stage based mostly on the stage being the hazard. Anyways, we could have used the Tank Man weapons here, or we could have used Nitro Man, try Nitro Man weapon over here, as demonstrated to open that door. Here's the final stretch of the stage. Really joke, just follow the pathway, be careful, and it isn't too bad. Anyways, Tank Man's bio. Tank Man is built from a variety of parts Wily stole from different military organizations. He commands Wily's ground assault unit. His body houses many kinds of weapons used to eliminate threats from all angles. He is a rigorous leader and treats all robots under his command like scrap metal. A good point is that he's disciplined. Bad point is that he's grounded. He likes target practice, but dislikes lazy robots. We'll see a contrast to Tank Man with Jetman later on. Alright, here's Tank Man. When he does his first movement like that, basically, when he revs up, be prepared to jump over him. Another one is when he fires a barrage of his tank arsenal. Now, when Tank Man does his second movement, or revving up towards you, get ready to jump, but once he's directly horizontally under you, reverse your direction, as he'll stop immediately. Then he'll reverse his position and fire a missile at you. To dodge this tank arsenal attack, basically get closer to him and then get ready to slide so you can avoid his horizontal arc attack. Or the cannonball from the top. Then slide back, jump up so you can avoid the missile, and then jump up again to avoid the bullet at the bottom. Really though, Tank Man is one of the easiest world masters to take on, next to Comet Woman, as long as you get used to his pattern. And he's down. I would suggest to new players to go after Comet Woman or Tank Man first, as both of their weapons are pretty useful, especially Tank Man's weapon, as it can be used to destroy enemies pretty easily, as well as having multiple arcs of attack. But really though, it's one of the classic frontal-based weapons. And at defeating him, we got the tank arsenal. As I was just saying, it's basically a frontal-based weapon which can dispatch of many normal foes pretty simply. You just need to be careful how to destroy them. Anyways, back to Trinitro Man. Here's the other pathway I could have taken. The one you're supposed to take unless you have the Comet Dash or Blue Shot. And personally I would say it's more frustrating, as it has more stage hazards. More active stage hazards, rather than the gravity platforms and bottomless pits being passive ones. Remember to be very quick while moving over these. As you saw right there, I got nicked by that explosion. More scory peons. Here's where the semi-puzzle element of the stage comes into play. You need to shoot these explosive platforms in a certain manner. Otherwise, if you don't hit these nitro platforms in the correct order, you'll get stranded, and you have to reset the room by traveling to the ladder. Also, make sure to avoid the blast radius, which I foolishly ignored. But really though, Trinitro Man is one of the more difficult stages. I wouldn't say it's as difficult as Glue Man or Jet Man's stage, or maybe Nail Man, but once you get the hang of the obstacles, it's not too bad. Another interesting puzzle room. Make sure that if you want to get the extra life, you take the ride. If you want to go up and take the ladder to the next room, you have to shoot the left nitro platforms in the correct order. No more nitro platforms here. Make sure to slide, so you don't get trapped into spikes. More toadies, usually dispatched as well. Of course, this leads to my next compliment for the game. I do like that 4 or 5 of the main stages of this game have alternate pathways. It helps with replayability, as well as nice hiding spots for the Yoku letters. Unlike the other Mega Man fan games, which most of them don't even have the alternate pathways, it's a nice change of pace, mainly for replayability's sake. In fact, I wish more games adopted the Mega Man 6 and this game's model, where multiple pathways, even if they don't lead to special items, they allow for nice replayability. Though, I gotta hand to it. This game is pretty difficult in... Well, this stage is relatively fair, but in other stages, it's kind of overuses instant death traps. Anyways, here's where the paths meet up. Time to escape. Alright, we're back at Tank Man stage. Here's the non-Yoku letter pathway. Over here, we noticed that there was 4 large bolts. We could either use Comet Dash when we're falling so we can reach here immediately, or just take the ladder down, or up. Just make sure you don't propel yourself into the mine, as there's a mine hidden right there. Demonstration of how useful the tank arsenal is. And yeah, that energy pellet, as well as large bolt above, I don't know how you can get it without actually using the rush jet. As shown here, if I try using the rush coil, I don't have enough height to reach it, so need the rush jet. Anyways, here's where the 2 paths converge. Here's Mega Tank again. You can easily take him out by just using either the Yo-Yo Cutter or Nitro Blast. Anyways, those are the 2 stages extra paths. In the next part, I'll go after the last 2 Roadmasters. Thanks for watching and have a nice day! Doodles!